Welcome, guys, to today today's session. This is Impact Forex Trading Channel, and I just want you to take a few seconds and subscribe to the channel so that you will get more exciting content, and so that we keep on giving you guys more and more. So today we are going to take it one step further. If you haven't watched our previous videos, please go back and watch them, because today is more or less of it's a continuation basically of what we have already learned, and we just want to take you one step further. Not only are we going to be looking at a range, because the previous time we were talking about sellers and buyers territories, and we got to understand that what is a territory, and that a territory is that area between the two holes or the two ranges. So that is a territory, and we just want to take it a step further today. Not only are we looking at ranges, we are also looking at sessions. So in the Forex market, we are dealing with sessions. We have the Asian session, we have the London session, and we have New York. So those are the main sessions that we have. Okay, so let me just do something here. Sorry, just want to show you something. Okay, so when you go to your charts, if you're on trading view, you simply right click, you go to time scale, and you go to session breaks. So you see these blue lines here, dotted lines going, vertical lines here. So these lines basically represent the whole day session, and it is divided mainly into three sessions, which is the Asian, the New York, the London, and the New York. So from one vertical blue line that you can see here, the dotted lines going down, to the next one, so it's from the closing of New York the previous day to the closing of New York the current day. So from here we have Asia, London, New York. So this is Asia, this is London, and this is New York. Okay, so these are the three sessions that you have during your day. So to find out what time is Asia, what time is London, what time is New York, you can check that from the internet. Depending on your local time, it will be different from country to country. So you can just check on the internet what time Asia or London or New York opens in your locality. Okay, so for a territory, we have a seller's territory right here. Okay, So this is a seller's territory from this range to this range here. Okay, so for this territory to be valid, we need to see not only a range break, we also need to see a session break. Okay, we need to see a session break. So we already know that from once New York closes here, Asia opens. Okay, then once Asia closes, London opens. Once London closes, New York, but New York and London, they run like almost together. You know, New York opens while London is still running. Okay, so from here all the way to the blue line, that is New York. So when New York closed here, we had Asia open. Okay, and then we look at the high. This is the high of New York, and this is the low of New York. So I said what? For it to be valid, we look at session breaks and the highs and the lows of yesterday and the highs and the lows of the previous session. So those are some of the things that we look at for to validate our territory. So the market opened here, Asia opened here, okay, after New York closed at this blue line here. So when Asia opened, we want to see Asia, the high. This is the high of Asia, and this is the low of Asia. So it's either the market breaks the high of Asia or the low of Asia to validate our territory. Okay, are we together? So not only do we want to see a range break, we also want to see a session break. So there are two things that we need to look at, or that we need to consider when we are trading. We need to see a range break and a session break, because most people will just see a range break and then they jump in. But with us, or with the way I'm teaching you, I want you to enter after a session break. Not only a range break, but also a session break. So you'll agree with me that this area here, the market was ranging here, and this is a range, and the market broke out of this range at this point here. Let me do this. So this is the range here. Okay, so this is the range here. So the market broke out of this range, but it has not broken out of Asian session. This is the low of Asia right here, and this is the high of Asia. Okay, so this is the low of Asia here. So when we see something like this happening, it has not yet validated our territory. We also want to see a session break. Because this whole thing can be a session from all the way down here. This can be a whole session. And this is the low of yesterday, New York. So this is New York. Okay, so this is the low of New York. So what we want to see is this breaking the low of Asia, and then we can now know that our territory is valid. Okay, so that's what we want to see, because the range break plus the session break gives us power. We want to see power in our trades, because a session break represents power and it represents activity. Without activity, you can't buy and you can't sell properly. Do you understand? So we need to see that activity in the market. You need activity to get in and out of the market. No activity means the markets are either slow or the big player is not around. Remember I told you about the big players. If you don't know who the big players are, go and watch the first video. The big player is the only one with money to make the market to go in a certain direction. So we want to see a session break. We want to see the break of Asia. If we are trading London session, we want to see the London session breaking Asia in a particular direction. Then we will know that the market for that day will go in that direction. You understand? If it breaks the low of New York, which is yesterday, New York, the previous day, then it's even better. It means it's even much stronger, because this market here, it broke the low of Asia and it also broke the low of New York. Are we together? So let's say you wake up the next day. Let me just try to erase all of this. Yes. So remember I said this is the close of New York the previous day to the close of New York the current day. So you wake up, it is the next day. Let's say you are trending the London session the next day. Okay, so you look here, you realize that you have a territory. And what territory do we have on the left? We have a seller's territory. From this hold here, it's a run. So this is our seller's territory. This area here. This area here. So this is our seller's territory as discussed in the previous session. So you come here, you realize that we have a seller's territory. So what you want to do? You want to sell. Okay, then the next thing that you look at, you say, okay, what is the market doing? Then you realize that Asia opened and you are waiting for the close of Asia. So you look for the highs and lows of Asia, which is the session. This is the low of Asia and the high of Asia. Okay, so London opens and breaks Asia above. Okay, so now you see that it's like the power is to the upside, and that's a bit confusing because now you are in a seller's territory, so you are looking for self. But also you should bear in mind the power of the candle that is breaking is not that much. Okay, so you are looking for the market to break the Asian session below. So this is the low of Asia. Then you wait, then the market start dropping, and it breaks Asia right about here. At this point here, the market breaks Asia. So once the market breaks this session, now you have your power to the downside. The market broke this range here, but according to our rules, you don't jump to enter. Okay, so you want to see range break, and you also want to see session break, and then you have a valid entry. Then you take your market and go down with it. Are we together? So we are looking for session break, and we are also looking for range break, and that will give us activity. When you see a range break and no session break, then there's a problem. That is not your trade for the day. So you want to see a session break. You want to see, because I usually trade the London session. Okay, I want to see the London session breaking the Asian session to the up or to the low, depending on which direction the market is going. Are we together? So that's what we are trying to do. Okay, so I hope everything makes sense. If you have any questions, you can contact me on my Telegram, and I'll answer all your questions. Okay, the answer lies within the understanding of the market, not within a strategy. Once you understand, you stand a chance to compete in the markets. It's not about strategy or whatever. You need to understand the market before you can even apply a strategy. Okay, so we have learned about the meaning, the states of the markets, and what each state means. We have learned about the buyers and sellers territories, and we have taken it a step further to learn that not only are we looking for range breaks, we are also looking for session break. You want to see power, and you also want to see a session being broken, and then you will know that you have a valid setup. Okay, what you are looking for in the market is there power? Is there a range break? Is there that candle that pushes? You ask yourself that question, and then you ask yourself, is there a session break? Not only should it break a range, but it must also have power, and it has the power by breaking the session. If you are trading the Asian session, you want to see the Asian session breaking the New York session to the up or to the down. Then you know which direction is the power going. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you understand everything. And if you have any questions, you can let us know. The links are down below. Click on the link, go to our Telegram page, where we'll share some setups there, and we can answer all your questions there as well. So please subscribe to our page, and once you subscribe, it will help us to keep on giving out more content like this one. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.